I talked to my best friend and she said, if you knew she wasn't strong enough to break it off with you, you was supposed to be the one to break it off, regardless, especially if you love her. And I felt that. Like it hurted me to the core to even think that, like, damn, bro. Before we start, big shout out to our sponsors, Foreign Attitude. If it ain't foreign, it's boring. So if you want to clothe the line that you feel good in, you look good in, come shop with us. Foreignattitude.com. We're not defined by society standards. Welcome back to another episode of Expert at Failing. We here. It ain't been a minute because we been consistent. You feel me? Hey, but today I got a goodie. I really, really, really got a goodie for y'all. Where do I start? Well, y'all seen the title. Let's start with story time. You feel me? So all right, so in the past, for about the last two years, for about the last 2 years, um, I've been wanting to be in a real relationship. If y'all don't know or haven't known, I was single for 10 plus years. If y'all go look back on my other episode with my best friend, and I've been wanting a relationship for a while. I've been dating, and I was seeing someone, right? I was seeing someone. We was dating for like a year and a half, and me personally, I'm upfront. Like I'm upfront with everything I do, like my dating status, my intentions, because I just feel like it's better on me at the end of the day. Like you might get in your feelings later, but when you sit back and reflect, you could be like, you know what? He kept it 100. So I was dating somebody dope girl. I have no complaints, like none, bro. It's like it's crazy. I have no complaints on her. We dated. She was supportive. She was gorgeous. Um, she was actually like my piece, like, but it didn't work out because I have my hangups. But it was just like everybody say I'm chasing perfection, but I'm not. It's just a fire that I look for to be lit inside of me. If that's not sustained, then I don't want it, honestly, right? But everybody adored her. Everybody who got to meet her, they adored her. Um, Everybody was like, "Hey, this the one for you." Blase, blase. And I'm pushing it off. It's like I'm not ashamed of her. I'm not hiding her because she get to come wherever she want to come with me. But I'm pushing the relationship off. Although I've been telling myself I want a relationship, right? So it came a time to where she was like, "I can't do this no more. Like I need to heal from you." And I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I'm the type that I go ghost. So if you go ghost, then I respect it. Like, I respect the game, right? But one day she called me, right? She called me and it was like a hard conversation, honestly. She called me and you could tell that she's emotional, she's in her feelings. But she wanted closure. She honestly wanted closure. And I felt like I owed her that. And she was just telling me like why we couldn't do this, like why we go the distance but not commit. Um and she told me like why why I just didn't say I didn't want to be with her, like verbally just said, like she needed to hear it. And part of me is like, if I told you my intentions, like I didn't want a relationship, I didn't see it happening, Are you cool with that? And she say she cool with that. But then, life goes on and feelings get involved, right? And she was like, why you didn't break it off? And part of me and a lot of guys, because I talk to them, they like, bruh, if you told her, it's not your place to break it off. If you told her what it is. You feel me? Like, cause everything is going how you said you want it to go. So why should you break it off? If something changed and they don't want they don't want what's currently going on, then they should break it off. And I feel that way, honestly. Like I honestly feel like if I'm chilling and shit is going good for me, honestly, why should I break it off? We adults, right? Um, I don't feel like I feel like you should hold yourself accountable. Everybody, just in every situation. Like I hate when people play the victim. Um, hold yourself accountable in anything. You feel me? Don't play the blame game. And I'm not blaming her at all. Because this is a real touchy subject for me. Because when she's telling me this and she's breaking shit down, like as her heart is breaking, mine is breaking. I've never had a heartbreak ever in my life. And I felt like my heart was like literally crumbling because I was I wasn't visually, but I was feeling the hurt that I was causing her on that phone. I was actually feeling it. And it was like, damn, I didn't know the degree that my actions of being nonchalant and not being strong for the both of us was taken on her. And that it was hurting me to the core because you say you love somebody and then your actions, although your intent isn't to hurt, but your actions, and we both grown, like I understood, like I definitely understood that I had the upper hand. I do. I'm not even go front. But I used to still feel like if I check in and I'll be like, you good with the situation? And you be like, yeah, then I'm gonna keep going. But I talked to my best friend and she said, if you knew she wasn't strong enough to break it off with you, you was supposed to be the one to break it off, regardless, especially if you love her. And I felt that. Like it hurted me to the core to even think that, like, damn, bro, I don't want to be um the scar left on her. And mind you, everybody that you meet is not gonna be your husband. It's just not. Like everybody that you meet is not gonna be the one for you. I understand that we are in a dating world, and I implore people to date multiple people at once. When you put all your eggs in one basket, you're liable to get hurt. You're liable to go bankrupt because once that basket is gone, you have no more eggs. So I implore people to date multiple until you find the one that's most compatible and want the things you want in life. Um, but back to the story. Once that happened, like it put me in a different mindset. Cause she like pressed me, like, you say you want this, I see you post, you want relationships, blase, blase, and I'm offering it to you. And honestly, like she was dope. It just was the fire. Like I was trying to find a reason why we can't work. And it's like, only thing I could think of, and I told her as well, is like, I just feel like life experience, like in 2 years, she'd have been perfect, honestly. That's how I felt. But I couldn't dwell on it, but I just wanted to tell y'all about this story, right? And even so, because I'm not gonna lie, I've meet I've met women just like her. Like, and I used to feel like, damn, God, is this like, am I supposed to be with this type right here? Cause you keep sending them to me. And I was like, I was really perplexed. I was puzzled. I just was like, I've met three of them in a close range, not in a row, but like in a close range, three of that type. If you got a game night to attend and you want to be the one that turn it up, Grab 3 Shots You're Out at 3shotsyourout.com. Last one with a shot wins. It's litty, it's engaging, and it gets you shit faced if you lose. Grab it at 3shotsyourout.com. And I was like, damn, well, I don't argue with this type. I have fun. Um, I do feel like I can't date nobody that I feel like I could run over. But the mature me is like, they're not allowing you to run them over. They are submitting and also supporting. But me personally, it's like I hate toxic. I don't even want to try to say the word right now. Toxicity. And I hate selfishness. Honestly, like those are my two deal breakers. But I was asking myself, like, did I move right? Because if God is sending me this type, I'm not gonna have too many left. Like he gonna be like, bruh, all these signs you've been asked for, ain't no more. Cause you ran out. Cause you was being greedy. Cause you always looking for what's next, what's better, what's more. Um, and that really hit home for me. Like it really hurt me on a different level. And I've like any decision I made, I stand on it. I've never been hurt. I've never been like in a situation like, damn. Um, because if it's not for me, it's not for me. I'm stingy with my happiness. Like I honestly don't care. But this one was different for me. Like it really hit and it really put my life into perspective. Like, so with that being said, I was talking to a friend, right? And I'm telling them the situation. And they was like, you know what's crazy? How old are you? And I was like, I'm 34. And it was like, you 34 years old and you say you want a family, but you haven't built a family yet. So what's really your problem? Like they telling me like you have a problem. So what is it? And when she said it, it like, I don't know, it just like, it was like punched me in my gut. Like, damn, how can I want a family, but I haven't had one yet? I haven't started one yet. And I was like real perplexed by that. Like, damn, I am 34 years old. And I say I want it, but why I haven't obtained it? Because I feel like I could obtain anything I put my mind to. So why haven't I? And then we start talking about shadow work, right? We start talking about shadow work, and she's trying to figure out like, what is it when I was a child? What did I lack? What am I missing? Um, and she was like, you grew up with your dad? And I was like, no. And she was like, that's traumatic in itself, because regardless if you think you are or not, a child needs his mother and his father. Like, regardless of any situation, a child needs their mother and their father, right? And I started asking, like, so what's shadow work? Like, what's that? And she was telling me that as a child, we lack something and we wish we had it. We wish we heard something. We wish something type of attention that we didn't get. As an adult, you start pouring into that child that lacked, right? And that is standing in the mirror and telling yourself that you are loved, that you are talented, that you are great. Um, Pouring into those, using those words to pour back into that child that lacked. Um, and that's why we're here today. Because honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's the root of it. I don't. I know I have a blockage, and I can't figure out. And that's why I feel like I need therapy, honestly. Because I talk to people, I'm very open. I'm not gonna go volunteer information, but if you ask questions and I feel like you're intrigued, then I tell you. And I feel like I feel like all of us need a therapist, first off. First and foremost. I feel like everyone needs a therapist. You feel me? Because you don't know until you know. and you don't know what you don't know. So, with that being said, I am actively seeking. Next month, I actually signed up for therapy. Next month, I will start. But I want to know what past traumas, why am I like this? Why um I don't know if it's abandonment issues. I don't know what it is, but I feel like half of me is like I could get in a relationship when I want to. And then the other half is like, bro, your track record says you can't. And that's deep to me. Like sometimes we'll trick ourselves to believe that we could quit doing whatever we doing currently when we want to. But our track record saying, bruh, you ain't quit in how long? You ain't took a break in how long? Could you really quit? Honestly. Um, and that I don't know, bro. It like I'm here and I'm stuck right now and I'm being vulnerable and I'm actually just having a real conversation with y'all on where my mind's at and what I want to do for it because I do want a family. That's like it's big. A family foundation. I visualize it. I see it. I want it. I don't feel like I don't use the word settle. I had a debate with somebody about the word settle, but I don't want to settle. I want what I visualize. I want to manifest that. I want to bring it to fruition. So I'm here actively seeking out therapy, actively trying to give myself closure to my old ways and my old thought process and move forward with a lighter heart, with an open mind. Because a lot of people have told me like I'm emotionless. And I could be. Like I understand like if you walk away today, I won't feel a thing. Like it don't matter who it is. I understand that. But I do want a family. And I am trying to build. I don't even like the word like to use the word trying. Cause either you're doing or you're not. Like ain't no in between. But yeah, that is my short segment of why I need a therapist. So I want to thank y'all for taking y'all time out, for kicking it with your boy, Sir Wormley. We here and we'll be out.